Let me grab my prop cigar so I can play her properly. I was gonna get a prop cigar, and then I realized like I'm just an adult. I can just go buy a cigar actually. So that's what I did.
I
even
wish
though I
I
don't
was
smoke.
there for that exchange.
But all right, let's get
Yeah, but do you
started.
want that cigar?
Callie,
in
one
your life?
question before we start. Did you want to mention the lore clarification you made in the player chat?
Yes, I do. Thank you. There is a lore update that I am making to this world. For those who don't know, this is an alpha test of my campaign setting, so changes do happen as we go along sometimes. And the one that was brought to my attention, I definitely agree with, is that I've used the word matriarch too many times in this setting. It refers to too many different people. So we are going to be updating that. A Uruk leader is no longer referred to as a matriarch. It is referred to as a prioress or an abbess. The matriarch term will now be a more tiefling exclusive term, referring to either their leaders or their lone goddess on Terrasen, would be the matriarch. So, thank you. Good catch. So, when last we left off, you all were getting ready to leave the office of Gentleman Jesse Silver. And as you're all turning to leave, a human man kind of bursts into the room. He did not knock. And did not give any sort of signal that he was there. And Gentleman Jesse Silver does not look pleased with that as she puts her cigar to her mouth and just watches him carefully as he walks over. Yes. And he leans down and whispers in her ear. And she thinks for a moment. Get out and obviously show her in. And she stands up from her desk as this man hurries out and goes over to the side of her desk to await this new guest entering. We need a music change. As the door opens, a tall Uruk woman walks in. She's young, maybe 16 or 17. Despite her youth, she's already very tall and well-muscled. She has deep purple hair that runs down the length of her back, intricately braided and bound with small black ribbon. While she is mostly a flesh skin, on the side of her face sits not a tattoo, but a scarred-in brand of a broken sword, the mark of an insidiae. Her leather armor is finely made, and the more magically inclined of you can sense an enchantment of some sort woven into it. On her hip, there is a long, curved blade, expertly crafted, with an ornate silvered handle. This tall woman walks into the room, doesn't seem to pay you all much mind as she walks straight over to Jesse Silver. And Jesse looks her over very carefully, puts a hand up to her cheek as if to examine her, and then pulls her into a tight hug. How did it go? The Uruk woman nods. It's done. Well enough. She nods. You're hurt. The Uruk shakes her head. It's nothing. I'll be fine. Jesse Silver takes a moment to look her over as if to confirm that that's actually the case, and then nods. Well, been very well done. You have what I asked you to bring? The Uruk nods and reaches down onto her pack, taking off a small burlap sack, the bottom of which is stained red in blood, and she drops it on the very nice marbled ornate desk that Jesse Silver owns, which Jesse casts a glance down at before nodding. And she reaches over, opens the top of it, and reaches in, removing a human hand from it, on which sits a black banded ring, which she carefully slips off, cleans for a moment on a piece of cloth, and holds up to look at. She has her cigar in her mouth because she only has one hand. Well done. Any trouble with it? And the Uruk shakes her head. No, your new girl was good enough. Ah. Miss Rayla, how did she do? Can I trust her? The girl shakes her head. You should kill her. You can't trust her. Is that so? I find her to be quite trustworthy. Then you're an idiot. Jessie Silver casts a glance over at the party. You'll have to forgive my daughter. She has not yet gained the wisdom and patience that comes with age. And the Uruk glances on her. Or maybe you've lost the clear-sightedness that comes with youth. And Jessie Silver raised her eyebrows before taking a long drag on her cigar. Time will tell, I suppose. Falah, meet the Whispers in Silence. Whispers in Silence.
Immediate stiffen.
My daughter, Falah Silverborn. Now, Falah does look over at you all. And she looks at you one by one. And then she freezes when she looks at you, Brooks. And she looks like she has seen a ghost. She takes a step back. And Jessie Silver notices this. And she looks. And then she looks at you, Brooks. And you can see the wheels turning in her head.
Yeah, not taking my eyes off of her. Your daughter?
Ah. I see. Huh. She glances over at Falah. If you had told me who your mother was when I asked, we might have avoided this rather embarrassing moment, huh?
Oh dear.
Falah says nothing.
How did that go?
My daughter. Adopted, obviously.
Yes.
So that means that...
It's been a long time.
Falah looks at you for a long moment before her face turns angry. You're supposed to be dead.
Well, I'm supposed to be a lot of things. Sort of indicate the tattoos.
So, he lied too then. She starts to make her way over to you and gets right up in your face. You can tell the words are failing her right now, though. She does not know what to say. She does not have anything to say.
Are you well?
No. You don't get to ask if I'm well. She turns and huffs and walks back over to the desk, sitting on the edge of it. Well, perhaps give me a moment and continue this. She glances over at Falah. Then Ms. Rayla is returning here, I presume? Falah. Then she shakes her head out of it. Yes. She's on her way back now. She'll be back probably tomorrow, I would imagine. She flushed the Inquisitor out of the city, and I killed him on the road.
What?
Good. Well done. That will work.
You're murdering Inquisitors now? Gentleman Silver?
Just the Grand Inquisitor.
Just the Grand Inquisitor.
Yes. The one who I told you sent an idiot to go retrieve the diadem, and now it's lost.
That deserves death.
Yes. If it brings Scala back, yes, it does. Also means I need a new Grand Inquisitor.
So,
Indeed. Fala. The whispers in silence, parentage notwithstanding, I've hired them to take the sword to Scala's Wrath and have it destroyed. I'll need you to retrieve it for me. Fala kind of glances over. They're gonna take it to Scala's Wrath? Mm-hmm. She looks you all over and glares at you, Brooks. Then I'm going with them. And Jesse Silver looks very surprised at that and goes, absolutely not. I'm going with them, and I don't work for you. As you are so fond of reminding me. I am your mother. You are not to go anywhere near there.
And we are not babysitters.
Well, if any of you want the sword back, that's the terms. Jesse Silver looks a little uncomfortable at that. Apologies. Fala doesn't actually work for the Severed Hand. She's an assassin for hire. A very good one. And she does jobs for me every now and then, but she does not actually answer to me.
Then pay her to get the sword back, Gentleman Silver. I thought we were having a transaction, not family drama.
The first time since you've met her, she looks genuinely uncomfortable, as if she does not like having moments that she's not fully in control of.
Also sort of giving Varys a bit of a look.
Fala, I have paid you to keep the sword safe, and it is safe, and if you want it destroyed, I'm going with them. She looks at you all. Sword's in her possession, not mine.
Just sort of look at everybody. I imagine you can guess where I stand on this.
Cerberus looks and shrugs honestly. I don't. I think that you've been put in a rather unfair position, if I may be honest. He looks at the group. If you'll indulge me, particularly you, Brooks. Gentleman Silver, we had an agreement with an accord and an expectation. It has been less than a few moments, and already that expectation has been broken. You told us you would have the sword in 3 days. Not that there was a debate about it. Cerberus rudely puts his hand up as he sees Jesse's lips begin to move, wanting to say something. A moment, please, before excuses are made. We must consider the new terms of this arrangement. So, my request would be that you await our notice before midnight tonight, so that we may take some time as a group to discuss what is most appropriate. This is, of course, as you understand, I know, being someone who values what we're actually doing here, something that deals with the end of the world. We may be at an impasse because of the incredibly wise decision to put the weapon in the care of a child, assassin or not, but regardless of decisions that were made in the past, we now hold the cards, Gentleman Silver, so we'll be back to speak to you this evening.
She gives a very annoyed look at Fala first, before looking back to you. Funny thing about those who hold the cards is they frequently overplay their hand. Take all the time you like.
Varys just smiles. Is that good with everyone? Let's leave this show and have an actual discussion.
Very well.
Caldana,
Hmm.
you're going to be looking for Hell's Hold, I presume.
Small nod.
It is south of here. Inkara, take her. Make sure they know she has the run of the place. She desires. One of the tiefling, who had been laying over on the couch, mostly naked, stands up and nods. She goes over behind a changing screen, and when she emerges, she is wearing a lovely dress. She makes her way over towards you. She has deep jet black hair. Her hair is the color of wine that runs down her back, and she smiles at you pleasantly. You can see the wedding ring on her finger. She nods. Then shall we, Miss Caldana?
Hold on, I'll just glance at the group, like, any objections before...
We need to speak of this before we start splitting off.
I suppose we could all meet up. After personal business is attended to. Regardless of what's decided, it seems it will take time. He acknowledges the young girl. Miss Silverborn, if we agree to your terms, how long will it take you to retrieve the item in question?
A day.
See? Sooner than we thought.
Hold on, I was just gonna shrug. I can say my piece here or later. Doesn't matter to me.
Take all the time you need. If you need a place to stay tonight, I presume you don't want to stay here. There is, in the District of Diplomacy, Journey's End. It's a collection of inns. Usually diplomats stay there, but there are a number that just rent out rooms. The Stuck Pig, I am told, is quite pleasant.
If that is all,
You are free to go.
thank you. Severus gives a small bow and turns to leave.
She watches and lets you leave. Glances at Rialta. She actually glances at the rest of you. And where will you all be going? If you don't mind my asking.
When we were at the Inquisition headquarters, was it a thing that like they're providing lodging for us if we choose?
Yep, he said he would find rooms for you if you needed.
Okay. Yeah, I would respond then that we would be there.
Very well. So you're heading back to the to Lucky's Vigilance then?
Perhaps.
Well, that is where I am going, so
And
perhaps we will be accompanying one another.
I had another stop.
Very well then. Fala, if you would care to catch up with Miss Ottelborn, feel free. Fala kind of grunts, "No, thank you." And she glances over, kind of curiously. The look on her face is conflicted, as if she's trying to piece together something she doesn't understand, which is not a lot of things for her. Allow me to rephrase it then. Go with Brooks. And she again says, "I don't work for you." She nods. "This one I'm ordering as your mother. Go." She bows her head politely. Fine. Walks over to stand next to you, Brooks. Well then. It's been so lovely getting to know you all. If you are journeying to go speak or to the to Lucky's Vigilance, You may feel free to walk along with me. And she gets up and nods over to the human man who is laying with the Uruk in the back. You have the run of the place. And she departs out the door with you all. So, now I do need to know where everyone is going.
College.
All right. So, you know what? We're going to do this way. Brox is going to school. Got it. Caldana, you're going, I presume, to Hell's Hold.
Yeah.
All right. Hell's Hold is down here. Melody, where are you going?
Really quick question. What would be like the best likelihood of her running into Raj?
Going back to Moon Bay probably would be the best chance.
Motherfucker. Okay.
If you're looking for
somewhere
where
she
he
can,
might be
like...
performing, you could, if he is in Stone's Throw, where she suggested the Journey's End in the District of Diplomacy would probably be the best chance to find a wandering bard or minstrel.
Okay, because the other place she was gonna go was either that or the District of Culture, but I don't actually know. Like, for the first time in like ages, I actually don't know where Melody would like to go.
Fair enough. She could just go with somebody if she wants to.
Going to Lockheed's Vigilance.
Same.
Cerberus,
Oh
where you
well,
going?
Vigilance.
Because if Jesse's going to Vigilance,
Yep.
Melody does not want to be like anywhere near that lady.
All right.
Because yeah, like anytime like anyone like pays any attention to Melody, like this is all they hear from her.
Oh boy.
Oh, got it. Righto. All
Like,
right, then, Melody.
the Dragonborn in her is like very fucking strong right now.
All right, Melody. We'll have you go to Journey's End then, since that would get you away from her.
Okay.
All right. We will start with Caldana. As you make your way down to Hell's Hold. Sorry, I've got new music. It takes me a little bit longer to figure it out. Play, please. Thank you. All right. So, Caldana, as you step out back into the becoming evening air, it's not yet evening, but it's getting there. You and Inkara make your way down towards Hell's Hold. She shows you the way down. If one's only experience with city tieflings was Lockheed's Haven, then one would be shocked indeed to see Hell's Hold. Unlike the Haven, which is a comparatively small, hidden portion of Mina's Grove, Hell's Hold is practically a city within a city. Contrary to some of the stories, it is a relatively well-maintained part of the District of Creation, at least in comparison to the forges in the Great Goat's Bazaar. Many of the buildings here look relatively new, and there is a great deal of housing interspersed among the commercial businesses. Far to the southeast, you can see a large harbor and wharf, and there is a constant flow of foot traffic in and out of the area. You can also see a sizable temple in the area, one that carries the symbol of the matriarch on it. Walking around, you can't help but be impressed. The hold boasts a hospital, schools, theaters, forges, fletchers, leatherworkers, alchemists. Deeper in, you can also see a number of buildings that look like barracks, and near them, a fighter's guild, an adventurer's guild, and a mage's guild. And for those with a more lurid taste, you are also able to find a very sizable red light district, affectionately called Lestitia's Walk. Overall, you get the sense that if Stone's Throw were to vanish overnight, Hell's Hold would continue to function just fine. Inkara walks you in, pointing out some of the sights of the city as she walks. And she nods and motions down towards the wharf. The wharf is run by Jesse Silver's shipping company. Well, technically it's run by me. But, there's that. We've got Temple of the Matriarch back there. As I understand it, the only temple to the matriarch on Terrasen. Only real temple. There are shrines, of course. What are you looking for? What brings you to Hell's Hold?
Caldana kind of shakes herself. She's definitely doing the whole, like, tourist thing, trying to take in everything, because holy shit, an entire city of tieflings.
It is indeed an entire city of tieflings. There, you don't see anyone who isn't a tiefling in here. I mean, not anyone, but like it's very few and far between to see a non-tiefling in Hell's Hold. She kind of enjoys, I think, your surprise at what you see, and she nods. First time, then.
Yeah.
Sadly, the stories don't do it justice. Most people think of Hell's Hold, the name itself, just... it doesn't paint a very pretty image, and the stories of this place certainly don't do it any favors. And to be fair, before about 20 years ago, they would have mostly been true. But, amazing what a little investment in a city can do.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, goldsmith, silversmith, something like that.
Oh, yes. Well...
Maybe one that's been around a while?
She thinks for a moment. Yes. She motions down a walkway. It's the same path that would eventually, if you kept going down it, would lead you all the way to the barracks area with the various guilds. However, she says, if you go about halfway down that road, there is a building called the Ruby Razor. I believe it was established more than 300 years ago now. It's very old. Yes, I think that might be what you're looking for. If there's aught else I can point you in the direction of, well, say you're friends with Jesse Silver. That goes a long way around here. I'll be down near the wharf. Business to attend to as always.
That sounds perfect, thank you.
Enjoy your stay. And you are free to go wherever you wish in Hell's Hold.
Well, she's going to the Ruby Razor.
Mm-hmm. So the Ruby Razor sits on the road leading down towards the barracks. It is a relatively simple compared to many of the other buildings around here. Many of the buildings in Hell's Hold, unlike the Haven, which were very old, decrepit buildings that had mostly been rebuilt, a lot of the buildings here are very new looking. They look like they have been constructed very recently. This one, however, has been here for a minute. It has been around for a while. It is made from wood and has a simple thatch roof. Outside, there is not a full forge, but there is a what do they call it? To heat the steel.
A bellows?
A bellows. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bellows, and there are a number of tools. A whetstone, a sanding stone, things that might be for shaping jewelry. You get the sense. But as you step in, there is a tiefling man who is working there, which is interesting because in tiefling culture, it's not often that a man would run a business, but this one seems to be run by him. And he glances up as he looks out. He's got long black hair, as is very common of tieflings, and nods. Welcome to the Ruby Razor. What can I do for you?
I was hoping to get a pair of lockets made.
I could do that. Are we? He kind of motions a little bit uncomfortably to a rack that is next to the counter. This rack has a number of necklaces in it, and on each of them there is a golden holder, something that you recognize what the purpose of it might be. When a loved one passes and their body is cremated, you would place the gem from their forehead into the holder, and it would be a keepsake. So he's kind of imagining, did somebody die?
No, nothing like that.
Oh, well, thank the matriarch. Very well. what's the occasion for the locket? What are we looking for?
Was hoping a pair of phoenix feathers.
Phoenix feather in design or actual phoenix feather in it?
Design.
Great. That's much easier to find. I was concerned for a moment.
Kind of shrug her shoulder. You know, she's wearing her greatswords like she's in The Witcher or some shit.
Oh.
I'm in a kind of rough line of work. Would it cost extra to get them protected from damage?
I understand. Yes. Let me see. He goes over, and you see him take out 2 small lockets. You're looking to be able to store something in these, or is just a keepsake?
Hold a note, basically.
A note, for sure. Yeah. So he shows you 2 lockets, both of which are on a hinge and can open up and close. He nods. So I would take these as a base, and I could use the machines out there to grind them down into the design that you're looking for, something like a feather.
That'd be great.
Excellent. After that, my wife can do simple enchantments. I'm sure I could find get a durability enchantment put on it for you.
That'd be great. How much would I owe you?
Let's see. It would be 20 gold apiece for the lockets, 5 gold extra for the customization, and then probably 40 gold for the enchantment. So I'd say 65 gold.
She'll just nod, reach into her pouch, give him the 65 gold.
He raises his eyebrows at that, thinking it's going to be a good day of business. But he nods. Excellent. I could have it ready for you by... well, I can have the work done today for the enchantment tomorrow. If you could pick it up tomorrow, they'll be ready to go.
I'll be back tomorrow then.
Could I have your... You know what? Never mind. I'm sure I'll recognize you. He says...
Give it a
glancing-
rewards
glancing at
program.
glancing at the giant sword. He's like, you know what? I don't need to know your name.
2
I'll know you
giant
when I see
swords.
Yeah.
You don't need my email address to check me out. Give me a receipt. Sick of you.
That's basically the moment he's having right now, where he's like,
You know what? I know I'm supposed to push this on every sale, but it's not a good idea.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not. All right, and so he nods to you, and with that, we will jump over to Rux, who is having a great time with everything. Rux,
Yeah.
you leave the Petrified Weasel and start making your way north out of the District Creation, back through the Great Goats Bazaar as you head towards the District of Learning. You are accompanied by probably the very last person you ever expected to be accompanied by on this walk, Fala Silverborn, who is walking
Not
next to you.
quite.
Well, close to.
It's up there.
Yeah. So she casts a glance in your direction. Pretty frequently, you're able to notice, despite how low your perception may or may not be. She's not particularly subtle. So, Dad said you were dead?
That's not terribly surprising.
No. He was a bastard.
You'll get no disagreement. He was exactly who he was supposed to be.
I suppose so.
How did you come to leave?
She looks at you with the giant branded Insidiae tattoo on her face. Cirque got his duty when he was 13, and he left. His duty sent him elsewhere. I, kind of angry after he went. I was pretty angry before he went. So, when I was brought before the prioresses to get mine, I, told them exactly what I thought of them, exactly what I thought of their commands, what I thought of our duty, what I thought of their stupid tattoos, and then they told me exactly what they thought of me. She traces a finger over the brand on her face, which you can tell just by looking at it was definitely made with something very hot.
As she said all of that, slowly starts grinning a little bit. I hope you don't expect me to say that you did the wrong thing. In a way, I wish I had done it then.
Well, they branded me and then told me to walk into the desert until I walked no more. So I did. And I walked and walked and walked, getting angrier and angrier and angrier, and before I knew it, I was here. Tired, hungry, but I made it. Mom found me and took an interest in me. Fed me. Clothed me. Taught me. You know, the things a mother is supposed to do.
Yes. You seem to be doing well.
I am. There's a lot of thoughts on her face. They are very easy to understand and see. What about you? So you didn't die. You left then.
No. I ran.
Yeah.
Found my way. Went the other direction, further east. Spent a lot of time Moon Bay and all the villages along the coast.
And to do what?
For the longest time, simply getting through that day to day. But now, caught up in all of this.
So, what? You left me to go be to fish, to live on the coast?
Not directly. I spent a lot of time thinking about and regretting that I couldn't take you and your brother with me.
She looks like she gets very angry at the mention of her brother. She stifles it.
Yes. You know that's where we're going.
She stops dead in her tracks. She did not know that's where we're going.
Stop as
wait.
well.
Cirque's here?
Oh. Just before you showed up, she told me that he was. That he's at the College of the Arcanum and is graduating tomorrow.
Of course he is. The prioresses loved him.
You said his duty took him away?
Yeah, he was real broken up about it too. He was so hurt to leave home. Never seen him look so happy. Well, as you are walking along, you reach the gate leading up into the castle itself, where the District of Learning is, and that's where she slows to a stop. As far as I go.
I understand. As I said, we'll be with the Inquisition.
Yeah.
If you want to talk further.
I gotta
I
go
understand
fetch
if
your
you
sword.
don't. But it was nice to see you.
She
and I'm
doesn't.
glad you're alright.
She doesn't say anything. She just kind of turns and walks away, uncertain what to do or say, what to do with that.
I will watch until she's out of sight before going in.
Mm-hmm. You do. She seems to disappear back into the District of Creation. And you make your way up into the District of Learning. Situated in the southern corner of Stone's Throw proper is the District of Learning, home to the vaunted College of Arcanum. The seat of arcane power on Terrasen and on the world at large, the College of Arcanum boasts some of the strictest requirements for entry of any school in the world. Only the best of the best are admitted. The campus itself is flanked by a run of apple trees and is divided into 9 main buildings. They are the Administration Building, 1 building each for evocation, transmutation, conjuration, divination, enchantment, illusion, and abjuration, as well as a massive library called the Hall of Knowledge. Where would you like to go?
You know what? We're gonna do this sensibly. We're gonna go to administration.
Seems like a reasonable place to start. The main building on this campus, indeed, the Administration Building, also serves as something of where the quad is, and where students can gather, where their cafeteria is, and where general meeting areas are. As you enter, there is a reception area in this rather well-decorated and somewhat, some would say, ostentatious building. Sitting behind the desk is a young man with blonde hair who looks very, very tired. But he glances up as you enter. Welcome to the College of Arcanum. Do you have an appointment? Can I help you with something?
I'm looking for student dwellings. I have a message to deliver.
Message?
Yes.
Very well. May I say from whom and to whom?
The sender wishes to remain anonymous, but to one Cirque Bruxborn.
Seems to... Would make a persuasion check for me.
Okay. Where is that? Oh, that's 0, so that's okay. I rolled a 19.
All right. He is not supposed to just give away the locations to people, but he is very put upon and very tired, and is not paid nearly enough to enforce rules like that.
I'm
So-
also very big and muscly.
You are indeed very large and muscly, and you do give off the general vibe that you might throw a fit if he doesn't do what he wants. So, he
Buff
nods.
Karen.
Yeah. So he nods. Indeed. Let me see what I can find on Cirque Bruxborn. And he goes in and starts checking his the cards there. Oh, right. School of Transmutation. Oh. This is this a congratulations thing or
Something to that effect.
I thought so. He's graduating valedictorian. Very well then. If you go across the square, on the far end, you'll find our dormitory rooms, buildings rather. Building 3, 3rd floor, room 9.
Thank you.
Of course. And if anyone asks how you found that place, you guessed.
Understood.
And so you head out. While you're making your way across to the other side of the city, or the other side of the District of Learning, rather, we will jump down to Rob and Sarah. As you make your way back to Lockheed's Vigilance, in the company, no less, of Gentleman Jesse Silver. Music change.
Jesse and I are we're playing Cat's Cradle.
Are you?
Yeah, I found a string. I'm doing the Eiffel Tower and I'm giving it to her.
Wow.
That works.
What's she do? What's she do? Not I'm giving her the Eiffel Tower.
I was like, I think her bodyguard murders you. Is what
No, I'm talking about the. How would I do that by myself? That'd be impressive.
Actually, I was gonna say that's not how you play Cat's Cradle.
Oh, that's
you don't
fair.
just give her the Eiffel Tower. That's not how that works.
I thought you did it and then you handed it over.
They have
You can't
to
just,
take.
you can't just give her the Eiffel Tower, not
They have
before you
to
go
take
through
it
the
up
Arc de
from
Triomphe.
you.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that for tonight's out of context quote. You don't just give her the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
It sounds like something like a New Jersey dad says. Listen, son, you can't just give her the Eiffel Tower. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta
Right.
ease into it. Okay?
Yeah.
So the three of you make your way across the city, back through the District of Diplomacy, and into the District of Creation, not Creation, of Culture.
Y'all gonna have to slow down for me. I got small legs.
You do have small legs. She's polite. She walks with you. Mercifully, she's also very quiet on this trip over, unless you talk to her. She seems to just be
No.
enjoying the sights of things as she walks along.
No, Varys won't have anything in particular to say. You're just eyes forward, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Surviving and thriving, you know what I mean? Getting his
know.
steps in, checking his Fitbit every now and again.
Mm-hmm.
Get that
make
heart
it-
rate up.
You enter into the District of Culture, make your way over to Lockheed's Vigilance. On your second visit to Lockheed's Vigilance, now armed with more context than you were before, you can see the reality of it. This place is not uncared for, as you believed, but rather vandalized. The Inquisition are not particularly popular at the moment, neither from humans nor tieflings. Indeed, you can see graffiti of the symbol of Lockheed's Inquisition being smeared over, and near the front gates, there is a small effigy of Inquisitor Sunvale being hanged.
Dick.
Gentleman Jesse Silver glances at the effigy and raises an eyebrow. Well, that's crude.
You can beat me in there one moment. Varys will take out his sword and just chop the rope off the effigy, and then find. Does this city have publicly accessible waste facilities of some sort, such as trash cans?
It does have what would, yes, it has trash cans.
Ah, understood. I will find the medieval equivalent of the trash can.
Yeah.
And deposit the effigy within it.
Yes, they call it a waste bin.
In real
A waste bin?
Yeah.
Ooh, how quaint and festive!
They're only in the District of Culture, though. None of the other districts have them.
Have you put out the waste bin and make sure to divide the recyclables with the kerfuffles?
If it was flammable, I was gonna light it on fire.
That's what you
can
do.
burn an effigy
do
of
that.
Inquisitor Sunvale if you
No,
want.
don't do it. Don't do that.
Okay.
No,
I more
that's
just
what.
wanted to go away. Not
I know,
like-
but you burn an effigy. That's like part of the whole effigy thing. So admittedly,
You're just giving them what they want.
exactly. Admittedly, these guys only did half the effigy. Well,
Yeah.
like they got the effigy started, and then they're probably like, "Oh man, I gotta be at work in like 5, so can we do the burning after?" And they were like, "Bro, come on!" And he was like, "I gotta go." So you know.
Anyway, Relta will look at it quite sadly.
So you make your way back inside, and within, Lockheed's Vigilance seems a little bit less busy than it was when you were here earlier. There aren't so many people training. People seem to be preparing to head out and get ready for the sun to go down because they are well aware of what is going to happen when the sun does drop below the horizon. There have been riots each of the last 3 nights, and there does not seem to be any belief that there won't be again this time. That's the wrong music.
I was going to
Kelly.
say, a riot happening right now? Holy
Oh,
shit.
God, yeah, the riot
That is when the effigy comes to life,
Yeah.
grows 9 feet tall,
The effigy's a dread demon.
and we fight Voodoo Hoodoo
Yeah.
Omega.
So, in the main area, you see a couple of squadrons of Inquisitors getting ready to head out for the evening and try to keep the city from burning to the ground. A couple of them raise an eyebrow at Gentleman Jesse Silver being here,
That's how
but
late it was. All right.
don't say
Okay.
anything. I mean, it's like I say, it's like 4 right now. It's not yet sundown. Sun will set around 7.
Wait. So we skipped lunch?
Yes. You worked through lunch today.
Holy shit.
I know. It's brutal. Inquisitor Sunvale is also in the main hall right now. He seems to be working outside of his office.
Oh.
So,
Hail, Inquisitor.
he glances over.
Hello?
Welcome back. And, Miss Silver, welcome. She gives a pleasant smile and nods. Yes, excuse the, informal setting. I finally got, someone to go to sleep.
Oh. Well,
How is
no.
she? How is she?
She is well enough. After some time to talk and vent and process, I think she is all right. She needed to sleep. She was
Did you-
very tired.
Did you both have lunch?
We did eat something. Yes, we are well.
We skipped it.
I thank you for your hard work.
Yes, no worries. I just was on my mind. I'm glad
could-
you guys got something.
I could have something provided for you.
Oh
if
no,
you're
no,
hungry.
no, I don't want to busy. I'll probably just snack, to be honest with you.
We'll,
Although it is a terrible habit.
we'll find a way.
Very well. What may I do for Rialta Cerveris? If you don't mind, I will address Miss Silver first.
It's fine.
Mm.
I'm rather concerned.
Oh
myself.
yes, we're hoping we can register our marriages here.
What?
Yeah, we're the 2 new Silvers.
All right. Nope. We're gonna.
He does not look happy to hear that,
It's not.
and he doesn't look certain if you're lying or not.
Cerberus, it's not.
Ramirez keeps a straight face.
Cerberus, it's not. Gentleman Silver, if you would.
No, this is quite entertaining.
The bride is just bashful.
She nods. Well, I will be quick. Although we may wish for somewhere quieter to do this if your office is not available. He nods. Of course, the armory. Step over into the armory. We can all talk there relatively privately. And he leads you, the 4 of you, over to the armory of Lockheed's Vigilance, which is, as the name suggests, there are racks along the walls with halberds and swords and shields. There's pieces of armor in here, but it's otherwise a relatively nondescript room because that's easy for the DM.
The wheels in Rialta's head are turning, and she is looking at Gentleman Jesse Silver with a lot of suspicion.
She smiles at you.
Hopefully
Very-
she can't animate all these armors.
She smiles at you, very pleased with herself. Well, I won't take too much of your time then, Inquisitor Sunvale. It's been a long time since we've spoken, but it is good to see you again. I'm here to offer you a job.
Oh no.
And he blinks at that. I have a job. Thank you very much, Miss Silver. Yes, but I'm here to offer you a better one. I would like to hire you as the new Grand Inquisitor. And he narrows his eyes, his hand resting on the hilt of his sword. I beg your pardon. She smiles. Well, as the recent Grand Inquisitor recently found himself, relieved of command, falls on me to appoint a new one. What follows is a very tense exchange of Inquisitor Sunvale demanding to know how the fuck she thinks that she has the right to name the next Inquisitor. And finally, she nods. Well, as I'm the only one funding this whole operation, I feel I have some degree of say in who runs it. Although I would think that you would wish for, well, someone of character and someone of, as Sir Varus so adequately described it earlier, principles to be in charge. He narrows his eyes once more. But I wouldn't be in charge, would I? I would answer to you. And she considers that for a moment. Ugh. Inquisitor Hawthorne was much easier to work with. All he wanted was a steady supply of money. Very well. I have a solution that will benefit both of us. Marry me.
What?
All of my spouses have full control over their individual enterprises. Marry me and the Inquisition is yours. To do with as you please. As she says it, Rialta,
Yeah.
she casts a glance right at you.
Rialta more blinks in confusion, I would say.
So does Inquisitor Sunvale, who takes a step back. What? She kind of chuckles. Oh, you are adorable. I don't have many husbands, I admit, but I could do with another. And it would be fitting. You would have full say over what happens with the Inquisition, so long, of course, as you don't betray me. You can run it however you see fit, whatever principles or high standards you wish. You don't have to turn a profit. I'll pay for it. Oh, and perhaps we'll make sure that little sister of yours stays safe and wants for nothing.
Cerberus is going to just shift slightly more to Sunvale's side than Silver's side.
It's fair.
Indeed.
Sunvale narrows his eyes and practically growls.
Oh, do you want the growl sound effect?
Yeah, go ahead, please. That would be ideal. Thank you. That is roughly the sound that comes out of his mouth as he looks like he's considering it in his mind. I could do whatever I desire with the Inquisition. She holds up a hand. So long as it doesn't betray me. Yes. I'm not interested in its profitability. If I was, I wouldn't have funded it for the last 30 years. He blinks and thinks about it for a moment. Take time. You don't have to decide right now. You can find me, you know where, if you're interested. I'll make sure it's a lovely ceremony. Rialta, Cerberus, lovely seeing you as always. And she turns
Gentleman.
and walks out of the armory. He has to lean back against the table.
I know not where to begin.
You,
We only found out about Jesse Silver's funding here and the Grand Inquisitor's death just a few minutes ago.
Robbie, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. We are, we've got some things happening. We've had a marriage proposal and not one anybody is happy about, except for Gentleman Jesse Silver.
Like, this is the general consensus of the party right now.
Yeah.
Pretty
Russ
much.
is having a lot of confusing feelings right now.
Yeah. He kind of pinches the bridge of his nose for a moment. I can't say that I didn't know. I knew the city was not funding the Inquisition, not even as much as they claimed to. But it was easier to not worry about where the money was coming from.
That's fair.
So, it is. And perhaps it remains a sound policy.
Perhaps. He glances at the third finger of his left hand.
You know, it's none of my business, investigator, but I would say that, in my rather limited opinion, I don't know that you have as little leverage in this as you might think you do.
Is that so?
Gentleman Jesse Silver came to you to present you with a chance to be Grand Inquisitor. That means she wants you as Grand Inquisitor. She's making an offer that you could marry her. Symbolic, a form of control, maybe. The thing is, if you don't, what changes?
That was my question.
I
It would be in her best interest to still have you protected. Regardless.
Worst case scenario, she says, fine, then you don't get to be Grand Inquisitor, which until this moment, you didn't expect anyway. And what's the harm? She puts another charlatan in charge?
Yes, she'll put some lackey in charge that she can control, no doubt.
So, tell her you will take the Grand Inquisitor position, and that's it.
No, marriage required. If that is what you wish, of course.
As far as the worry about control or not control, I have no doubt that she'll try to sweeten the pot with the option. She already did, saying you'd have, in theory, more freedom through taking a vow. Anyway, it's not my business. It just reminds me of a number of fairy tales I've heard of.
You're not wrong. Ugh. I can only imagine how Yuki would look at me. Kind of shakes his head. I'll have to think on it. There is merit in her proposal, no pun intended. But something about it rubs me the wrong way.
I wouldn't
She's a
blame you.
criminal and a murderer.
Oh yeah, that is it. You're right. That's actually correct. Enough about it for now. I will think on it and get back to her.
Of course.
What were you able to find out about Sanguine Moon?
She has it. She will bring
Kind
it to
of.
us. Kind of.
Kind of.
Someone she trusts has it.
The Uruk.
Yes.
Yes. We can get it. We simply have to agree to the Uruk's proposition.
Which is?
That she come with us.
To where?
To back up a little bit, gentleman has been trying to destroy it and has found no way to do it.
But we have an idea, or rather, Jesse Silver does, and I have no reason to think that it's wrong.
Skull's Wrath.
The volcano. She believes if we cast Sanguine Moon into it, there is at least a chance it could be undone. So, that's the proposition. And it's not a bad one, I think.
Is where I need to go at least.
This is the difficulty with working with Jesse Silver. Everything that she presents to you is always couched in the reasonable.
That is true.
She often says that she finds it better to make friends than enemies. And sadly, a lot of the time I believe she's telling the truth.
I don't see why she would be lying. it does not behoove her to have a world-destroying epoch come upon it. It is quite hard to grift people with poor interest loans and drug money if they are on fire. So,
You're right about that.
Wars can be profitable, but destruction
She's not
of
a-
the world itself is not.
and she's not a war profiteer. At least
No.
she hasn't set herself up to be one.
Not
We've
this-
lived in times of relative peace throughout her entire lifetime. She hasn't had a chance to position herself necessarily in a way that can most profit from it. Or if she has, she's hidden it well, regardless. I believe her when she says she's tried to destroy the thing and couldn't. Which means, why not take it to a volcano? At the very least, Jesse Silver doesn't have it, and neither does Scala. On the way there, we can bang it with hammers and run over it with horses and hope that maybe she just got unlucky.
If Inquisitor Inquisitor Hawthorne is dead, then he is not here to directly counter my orders,
No.
which is good for the moment. So until a new Grand Inquisitor is put in place, I'm going to give you these orders as simply as I can. You are to do as she says. Take this blade to Scala's Wrath and destroy it if you're able to. If you are not able to, cast it into the ocean and let it never be seen again.
Very well.
Well,
In that regard, I have a request, or a question, really.
Please, I will answer what I can.
How long is it?
How long is what?
You know.
He
I'm just
gl-
kidding.
He glances over at Rialto like,
you
I don't-
elves are weird.
no, the journey. How long does it take?
to get to Scala's Wrath. Well, that depends on which way you would go. If you go
around.
south through Lockheed's Landing and up through Mitra Centauran,
Yeah.
it'll be about a week's journey to get to the Soaring Mountain Range. I can't say how long to get beyond them. No one travels that way. Your other option would be to go north out of Stone's Throw. You'd have to cross the North Bridge, which can be, well, last I heard it was still being repaired. If it is available, you could get there in 5 days. If not, you'd have to cross the river another way. It'll probably be a week or two before you're there.
That's good. And, does the Inquisition, or do you know, where I might be able to gain access to any half-decent information about the terrain of the volcano, and, quite frankly, what to expect there? I'd like for us to be as prepared as possible. We will be traveling with a significantly evil artifact, and there's always the chance that we'll be a target for Scala on the way, so I'd like to avoid any surprises.
I will find whatever information I can. I'm sure the road there is probably, or the road to the Soaring Mountain Range is relatively well mapped. After that, you'll be traveling land that has not been traveled since, the last time any significant number of forces moved through the Soaring Mountain Range was nearly 20 years before Scala fell. So,
And, there's nothing or no large settlement of any kind that has formed there since?
no. After Scala's Wrath appeared and destroyed everything that lived there, no one dared resettle it.
No knowledge of any indigenous beasts or other creatures that now plague the lands? Is it still
Sure.
truly lifeless, or do we not know?
There is a massive jungle there that has been spotted from as ships pass by. I would presume there's plenty of life, but that land is considered cursed.
I see. Well, it's a start. I appreciate anything else you can find.
I'll find all I can.
I may need to go... Is there a library? Anything?
Yes, the District of Learning has the Hall of Knowledge.
Perhaps I could go there. Maybe there's an expert in these things, or even someone who knows rumors. Legends, even. there can be lots of truths in legends.
Well, as a member of the Inquisition, you should be able to get access to wherever you need to go in the library. So, you could certainly go look.
Given that purple worms actually exist, it may behoove us to see what other fantastical beasts are out there.
Indeed, although the legends say that the purple worms would not cross underneath the Soren mountain range. No one
Oh,
knows
good.
why.
That's good to know.
Fantastic.
Hmm.
I'll take my digging equipment. That is good to know, though. It, if anything, lends credence to the idea that maybe it is cursed, which... Do you know what happens if, like, I don't know, we get cursed for the, milk in our breast to shrivel? Something like that? Rialta?
Say that again?
That's just a common curse, right? May the milk in your breast curdle.
That
kind of thing.
Usually when I hear of curses, it is something...
Never heard the curdling milk one?
No, I've heard you will never find love, and you will always be... Your family will be, cursed for 1,000 generations with lumps on their head.
No, my master used the curdling milk one all the time when I was a young boy. He said the milk in my breast would curdle.
Why would that matter for you?
What do you mean?
Why do you worry about the milk in your breasts?
Well, it seemed terrible. What if, I was a young lad, I didn't want the milk to curdle. Curdled milk is bad. I thought I wanted good milk in my breast.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I will find what I can for you.
Right. All right,
That
thank
is
you.
fair. He will have to look up curses on his own, I think.
Right. No, absolutely. I'm surprised that you all aren't worried about curdled milk. I think it sounds very uncomfortable, at least.
And on that note, we're going to jump over to Caldana. Because I want to be anywhere but where I am right now.
Well, I get one thing I do. Rialta, did you get to ask Sunveil anything that you wanted to ask him?
You will have more time to talk to him.
Oh, okay, great.
The answer is no.
Okay, cool. Well, I just wanted to make sure we dealt with the curdled milk thing. So
we're
Yeah,
going to
I'm
me,
so
not Melody.
I'm sorry. No, we are going to go over to Melody. Apologies, Melody. I need then this music. All right, that's.
Why do I feel like we're in danger?
sounds like someone's having some fresh milk.
Nah, no one's in danger.
All right. So, Melody. Nestled into the District of Diplomacy is the Journey's End, a series of inns that welcome in people from all over the world. Housing those that don't have sponsorship in the city elsewhere, there are a number of inns, with a few of them being the Storm's Break, the Sleepy Raven, and indeed, the Stuck Pig, which Gentleman Jesse Silver had mentioned. As you look around the District of Diplomacy, it is effectively a long, massive pier that extends out into the Sundered Blue. And all along it, you can see harbors and ships, docks that have where ships have landed. And attached to each of them appears to be an embassy. This is not where supplies are dropped off. This is where people are dropped off. Each journeying to their embassy to either gain entrance into Terrasen or to be turned away, possibly. It would seem that supply ships and cargo ships drop off on the other side of the river, which you notice looks to be an area near Hell's Hold and near the Petrified Weasel. So, you are standing amongst the District of Diplomacy. Where would you like to go?
Is there like a quiet spot, but like still kind of sort of in view of the street, kind of?
Yeah. So there is along the way there are a lot of people who are coming and walking down this roadway. Some are going towards the Journey's End to find an inn room for the night, as it is starting to get later in the afternoon. However, most are either making their way towards the Culture or the District of Culture, or up into the castle itself.
Okay.
So you're able to find a place off to the side that's kind of, not too busy.
Okay. In that case, she's just gonna like, are there like a stack of crates that she could like, sit on, basically?
Yeah, you could find something to sit on.
Okay. She's gonna do that, cross her legs, and sit on like, sit on a crate, cross her legs, and pull out Dragon Song and just kind of like do like a little strum on it.
Mhm.
Before she kind of like before when she kind of plays music, she has like a feeling that associates with it, and that's like prevalent on her face. But like right now, there's a lot going on with her face. Like it can't seem to settle with frustration or sadness, and then just a slight tinge of like not despair, but like dispirited uh
She's downtrodden.
demotivation kind of. And it takes her a while before she kind of like figures out one tune, and she kind of just starts singing.
Mhm.
All I wanna do is go home along with you. I feel so helpless out here without you. All I wanna be is as strong as you can be. At least that was the plan. All I wanna do is go home along with you. I feel so helpless out here without you. All I wanna be is as strong as you can be. At least that was the plan. Oh, I don't feel great, and I just can't wait for the time when we can be back together. When she gave me a chance, all I did was dance, because at least that was my whole plan. I don't really like feeling this icky. Navigating everything is getting tricky. But if it were me, I'd really wanna be back home with you. Be back home with you. All I wanna do is go home along with you. I feel so helpless. And she kind of like trails off after that, and just not really playing for an audience, so to speak. This is more for herself. Almost like this is her way of just kind of like processing through things.
Mhm.
And hence the kind of seclusion. But she kind of wanted to be, at the very least, like be out in the open, to just kind of let that out. And when she finishes, she folds Dragon Song back on her lap and just kind of like starts to people watch.
As you open your eyes to people watch, well, there's no people. There's no one on this long pier. They were there just a moment ago, but now it is completely empty and completely quiet. Sitting across on the far side of the pier, she's facing away from you at the moment. She sits with her legs over the edge, looking out towards the south, towards looking out towards the northwest, towards the direction of where the petrified weasel was, the direction of where Hell's Hold is. The matriarch is just sitting and listening as she watches, looks out longingly.
And usually when Melody sees the matriarch, she's exuberant, jubilant that she's here. Right now she's more somber about things.
Matriarch also is not her usual self. She usually seems very pleased to see you. Very pleased to get to guide you or offer you comfort. But she looks deflated as well. She looks tired. Like she has exhausted herself in some way. She does call out, "Your playing is getting better."
Lots of practice.
Indeed.
It helps when there's a feeling behind it.
It does. It always helped me. It is weird being here in Stone's Throw with you. I am, for lack of a better way of saying it, not a stone's throw away from where I was to be hanged.
I remember. I saw it through your eyes.
It was not a good day.
It wasn't. And yet, the more I think about what happened, the more I think about my place in the world, the more I think about what I could do, the less clear it's gotten.
He nods at that.
I just found out that, well, the people that were supposed to help keep knowledge of dread demons and stuff were, well, they're being currently, the person in charge isn't a very nice person, and I have a lot of feelings about it, and not one of them is a happy one.
There aren't any words that I can share with you that will make that okay. Much as I want to. Growing up is very hard, Melody. Learning that the world isn't as simple as you want it to be. I wish it was more simple too. But that isn't how people work. There are good people, there are bad people, but in reality, we're all kind of in between.
I know.
Do you?
I do. It's why I try to see the good in people, because I know it's down there. Some people, well, that good is buried under a lot of hurt, and that hurt sometimes hurts so much that they cause pain to other people.
Yes.
It's a cycle that is very difficult to break, which is why it's taken our people so very long to even make a dent in that. But we don't stop that from we don't let that stop us from trying. And well, I wonder just how much of the world's pain overall that my people have seen. And I wonder how many of them feel as defeated as I do right now.
Hopelessness is run amok in this world. It is true. More so even than in my time. Almost as much as in hers. When she came to me and asked me to pick a champion, when she asked me to select someone to stand as my avatar and help fix this world, I told her to go fuck herself. I told her I would have no part of it.
What
But
made
she
you change your mind?
wouldn't believe me if I told you.
And Melody just kind of like tilts her head at that.
You did.
Melody blinks at that, very much surprised.
I didn't want to lay the salvation of this world at the feet of one that I would respect and admire. I didn't think it was right to ask a child to bear that responsibility. So I told Laki to go to hell. And then I saw you, alone, lost, uncertain where to go or what to do, cold, hungry, and by all accounts, you should have just shriveled up, rolled over, and died. And yet you stood there singing and trying to help people, trying to help brighten their day. And I knew I didn't have to choose a champion. My champion had been chosen for me. And that if you were going to stand and face it, then the least I could do was help. You're not here because I picked you, Melody. I'm here because you picked me. And I'm very, very tired. Every day that passes, more and more, I just want to give up. But I'll go as far as you do. I promise you that.
How big is the matriarch compared to Melody?
She's normally bigger than you. I would say this time she's actually smaller than you. She does indeed look tired.
Melody is going to unclasp her cloak and put that around the matriarch.
She blinks and kind of stiffens up a little bit and looks at you in surprise. I believe that is my role.
I know. But just because you're a mom doesn't mean that you can't be taken care of too.
She points across the harbor at a building that is standing. It looks abandoned at this time, vacant. That was my orphanage in my time.
What happened to it?
Oh, well, after I was tried, I became the matriarch, and for a time, people continued to take care of it and watch after it. But they didn't accept new orphans. When those orphans that lived there eventually grew up or were adopted, it closed down. But as the matriarch, I was able to watch over those children better than I ever was as Evelyn the rest. She nudges you in the side. Hang tough. You're going to see your mother again very soon.
And at that, Melody blinks because, like, all of a sudden her vision gets really blurry, and then she realizes, oh, she's crying.
Mm-hmm.
And again, and she's just kind of like, oh, I haven't been a very good, I haven't been a very good daughter, and I am.
She just puts a hand on your shoulder. They are going to be so happy to see you. I promise.
I have to tell you something. And the look of conflict on her face is replaced with, like, guilt, like the kind of guilty face that you would expect from, like, a kid that just got caught with their hand in the cookie jar kind of thing. And she kind of starts twiddling her claws, and just goes, oh, when you first found me, I may have told a little fib.
Oh.
And she kind of, like, produces a necklace that she keeps, like, tucked in her outfit, and shows it to the matriarch. And she goes, when I kind of sort of know how to go home, I've been avoiding it because I've been afraid, because I didn't go home immediately, and now I guess I really did forget it, because I don't really know where home is anymore. But I have the things that my mom and my mama gave me. I don't remember what they said, but if they find me out here, they're gonna know I'm not home.
Melody, I need you to trust me right now. You do not have to worry. Focus on the task at hand. They will be very happy when they see you. I promise.
I did trust you. But What if I'm not as strong as you think I am?
Like
What
I
if
say,
I fail?
then we will fail together. You have 4 wonderful companions to fall back on, to rely on. They will not let you fail, or if you do, you will all fail together. And the 5 of us who chose you, we stand by our decisions. And she kind of winces a little bit. Until next time. And she slowly vanishes. The cloak that you put on her falls to the ground next to where she was sitting next to you. Melody, you may add a +1 cloak to your inventory. What would that be called? Is that cloak of protection?
Is it like +1 AC, +1 to
Just
all
+1
saving
AC.
throws? Because Cloak of Protection, I think, does saving throws.
All right,
I'm
it's
not
cloak of
It
protection
does.
then. Yeah.
Yeah, cloak protection. Yeah.
All right. Yep. You
AC,
may add a,
AC, and saving throws.
okay. You may add a cloak of protection to your inventory.
And for like a good long while, Melody takes the cloak in her claws and just kind of like holds it to her. Bent over, just kind of like silently sobbing.
Mm-hmm. Takes a while before people start to reappear, but over time, they do. You come out of your vision. Caldana,
Oh boy.
you're over in Lockheed's Haven. What would you like to do?
Household.
Oh,
I was
household.
gonna
Yeah,
say I
sorry.
got all the way to Lockheed's
Yeah, you
Haven.
made it.
That's
You
impressive.
jumped a long way. You know what? Now that you've been in household, Lockheed's Haven kind of sucks.
I don't know that I had anything else to do, so she's probably just being a tourist.
That's fair. Where would you like to go explore? There's a number of different places that you could check out. There is the Silver Shipping and Trading Company, the run down by the wharf. There is the rather lurid red light district. There is plenty of places to shop. What would you like to see?
I would say places to shop, but I don't have access to the nice new fancy bag of 6,000 gold
It's
we
fine.
got.
That's-
It's fine. Don't
fair.
worry about it. Unless you want to. Okay. I was just gonna say, like, you can just look around and tell us after.
I'll say this. As you are walking, you do check out a number of different places. You walk all the way down towards the barracks and the Adventurers Guild there. The barracks are interesting because this isn't just like the city guard. This place looks like it is training tiefling soldiers. There are tieflings in matching armor lined up and practicing drills as you kind of walk past, which is a strange sight. Not what you would expect to see like in Mina's Grove when you were at the barracks. Never anything like that. As you walk by this and stop for a moment, you see the sergeant calling out instructions, and each time the sergeant calls one out, the tieflings all in unison at the same time respond and do whatever action is called for. It's impressive. They seem to be remarkably well trained. And as you focus on that, a memory returns to you.
Oh no.
You are somewhere very cold. You are in the Kartok Mountains. You recognize this place now. It doesn't feel unfamiliar to you anymore. You are in your home. Not in your home, you're outside of your home. You are somewhere in Kiro's Haven. And you are standing on a platform. No, at a dais. You are elevated up above people. Lots of people. A number of tieflings, all standing in perfect formation, just as the ones you were witnessing in the barracks. They all have spears that are planted down as they look up at you. And you are speaking? You're cheering them on? No, you're shouting. What are you talking about? What is it that you say to them? You feel angry for a moment. And then the words, they return to you. Fellow tieflings of Kartok, for 700 years have we wandered the mountain peaks. Have we called this land our own, not because we love it, not because it was given to us, but because we were forced from our home. They banished us away to the least hospitable place on this continent. And even here, they intrude. Even here, they push us further and further up the mountains. They wander through our territory, trying to find providence, paradise, no more. 1,000 tiefling warriors, tribes united from across the peaks. We will descend upon Mina's Grove and burn it to the ground!
Oh.
And the tieflings begin to cheer your name. Matriarch Caldana. And you snap back.
Okay, then. That's gonna take some processing.
Do we have time to unpack that, or...?
Don't like any of that.
You decide that maybe you can deal with that a little bit later as you continue to walk through the haven and try to focus on other things, or not the haven, sorry, the hold, and try to focus on other things. And that is indeed how you find your way onto Lestitia's Walk. It is a long, twisting road that looks very much the same now as it did centuries ago. After all, it was one of the first places of Hell's Hold to become heavily developed and modernized. And indeed, even today, on the corner of the road nearest the exit of Hell's Hold, sits the Maiden's Call, founded many, many years ago by Soraya.
I don't think she'd actually go in.
That's fair. She doesn't have to. But it is still there. Brooks.
Present.
You have been making your way across the castle district, out of the District of Learning, actually, and into the section just on the far north side of the castle, which is up here. And you have found your way to the dormitory section, where students, the western section of this is mostly houses soldiers, actually. The eastern section houses students that attend to the College of Arcanum. So you are able to easily enough locate the building that has a large 3 painted on the side of it.
Convenient.
Where would you
Okay.
like to go?
To the 3rd floor.
Well done. You remembered.
Room 9.
The dormitory is quite nice. Not nearly so lavish as the administration building of the College of Arcanum was. But it is a well taken care of and well kept up building. You make your way up a main staircase that's in the lobby area, and then up a second staircase that goes up to the 3rd floor. It is only a 3-floor building, so that makes sense. And on the left, you can see rooms 11 through 20, and on the right, rooms 1 through 10. So you make your way down the right.
No sock on the doorknob, right?
You get the feeling that there's a lot of nerds who attend this school, so... no, there is no sock on the door.
No, more seriously, knock.
You do. Knock at the door. Takes about 2 minutes. No, not 2 minutes. It takes like 20 seconds. And the door opens. And there stands who you're pretty sure is Cirque.
Okay.
They don't look a whole lot like Sezdal, which is weird because they definitely did when they were younger. When you left, they were certainly taking after their father. They look a lot more like you now. They are not a particularly muscular Uruk.
Okay.
They are a little bit more scrawny, a little lithe. Their hair is worn long, like the women of your tribe would wear theirs, not cut short. And Cirque looks at you and just stares, also looking like they've seen a ghost.
I'm getting that a lot lately. Hello.
Mom?
Yes.
They lose their balance and literally stumble back out of the door and literally fall back over a table.
I'll walk in and offer a hand to help them up.
They look at the hand for a long moment.
Not easy.
You're really here?
I know. It's hard to believe.
It's not hard to believe, it's impossible. You died.
So I've heard.
We attended your funeral. How?
I didn't. You were lied to.
They finally take your wrist and get pulled up to their feet. Come in. Do you need water?
I'm okay. Take a deep breath.
Yeah. Looking over them now, you see they do indeed bear the markings. They have been tattooed. Their flesh, you recognize some of the writing on it, and it suggests that they are to attend the College of Arcanum, that they will be a great wizard in their life.
Oh boy.
That they are expected to marry. That they will bear 3 children. Well, not bear 3 children, they will have 3 children.
Understood.
Okay. No, this is fine. You're alive. That's right. Yeah, of course you're alive. You wouldn't die. That wouldn't happen.
It's Well, I was gonna say it's complicated, but it's not really. I left.
Why?
It wasn't the right life for me.
They nod quickly. I get that. Yeah. You're not like a guardian spirit or something sent to like give me advice? That's not what this is?
Smile, even a slight laugh. No, I'm here. I'm really here.
Okay. All right. I'm graduating tomorrow.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Good job.
What? Yeah.
I even found out apparently you're doing exceptionally well.
Oh, yeah. I'm really good at transmutation.
I've managed to pick up a handful of tricks myself, and I'll hit the table and cast light.
They nod. Oh.
Not nearly
really
as
good.
studied. Not nearly as studied as yourself, I'm sure, but
Well, no, it's fine. You weren't able to study at the college. It's a wonder that you can do any magic. The Uruk aren't exactly predisposed to it.
So,
Your tattoos, they're all gone. As you look yourself over, only then do you notice, Brooks, that indeed the spider
All of
has
them?
finished its work. Your tattoos are now just intricate webbing all over your body.
oh. Yes. Well, that's in a way part of the story of how I'm here.
Oh. Well, that's, maybe we should talk.
That's why I'm here. I see you're here on business, as it were. And sort of gesture at his own.
Make a insight check.
Ooh, doesn't matter what that is. Also flat, that's a 2.
2. Okay. They kind of wince, but it's hard to tell exactly why. I am, yes. Obviously. He motions to part of their shoulder where it suggests that indeed they should attend the college and to perform well. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, after this, I'm supposed to after I graduate, I'm supposed to go home and meet my spouse.
You don't sound so certain about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna go home.
I understand.
I'm glad you do, because they're gonna kill me.
I mean, they'd have to get you, come and find you first.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll try.
You've been here learning. I'm sure you've seen maps.
Mm-hmm.
The desert's only a small part of this continent, of this world.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go to Minas Grove after this and find work there. I'm sure they could use a good transmuter.
Indeed. Have you heard the recent news out of there?
Rumblings from the students. They said that there was a demon attack there.
It's true. I was there.
You were there.
Me and my friends helped stop it. And you're right. They could use the help.
Yeah. Well, do whatever I can, of course.
That's all we can do.
Mm-hmm. So you're not here for me then, I take it?
Not like that.
No.
But yes. I came here to see you.
I'm glad. It's good to see you. Not what I expected when I woke up today, but it's good to see you.
Yes. And just sort of sighs. And finally sort of takes her eyes off and sort of looks away, thinking. Your sister's here too.
They look conflicted at that. And guilty.
It seems she told me that you took to your duty, at least at first.
I was...
quite enthusiastically.
It wasn't supposed to be like that. Not that I wanted to leave her. I wanted to leave home. I didn't want to stay in Raktala.
Mm-hmm.
They start rubbing at their arm nervously.
You managed it.
Yeah. I didn't mean to leave Sis behind. It was just...
She told me that her own didn't go so well.
They again look guilty.
She has the brand.
Oh. I haven't seen Sis since I left.
She didn't know that you were here either.
Yeah.
I assume this was kept deliberately from her.
Yeah.
She accompanied me on my way here, but she didn't want to see you right now.
They nod. She was very angry when I said I was leaving.
Seems like she still is.
Yeah.
And
She's
honestly, I can't blame her.
She's been angry since the day we thought you died. She killed Dad.
Oh.
They nod. He had it coming. Don't get me wrong, but...
What happened after I died?
Dad tried to go on with following his quest. And, some people allowed it. Others said he should take his life, that he'd failed. He got angry, drunk. It got hard to talk to him. And then there got to be nights that it was hard to be in the same house as him. I should have done a better job protecting her. She was the one who protected me in the end.
I mean, ultimately, I should have.
Yes.
When I left that night, I spent a lot of time regretting that I couldn't and have the opportunity to bring you.
Wow.
Here we are.
Here we are. It's, Saria.
Hmm?
Saria Broxborn. That's the name I prefer.
Very well.
That's why I'm not going back.
It's a nice life, if you like the order of it. But if you don't, well, I ran away. You're not going. I'm not going to tell you you're wrong. And I'm proud of you.
She nods.
To hear you're doing so well. And that you want to help people. It's something I found that I quite enjoy doing.
Me too. Tomorrow I'm going to graduate, and that is the last time I am ever going to hear that name.
I won't. I'll leave you to your preparations, but
Will you be
stay.
there?
Of course. Of
Thank
course.
you. It'll be nice to have family in the audience.
I'll see if I can convince Falah, but I will be there, regardless. And in the meantime, I will be staying with the Inquisition.
Very well. Then I will see you tomorrow.
Of course.
She gets up and hugs you.
Return. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And with that, we will move back over to Cerberus and Melody, or in Rialto, rather, sorry. Cerberus, you are departing to make your way up to the Hall of Knowledge. So we will start with Rialto. Rialto, you are now left alone with Inquisitor Sunvale. He watches as Cerberus leaves and just blinks a couple times. Every time it is a unique experience with him.
Yes, it's a very strange thing. I've only known him for a matter of a month, but he feels like that older brother you're embarrassed to bring around, you know?
I do know. I never had an older brother, but I can imagine.
Yeah, mine was always a twin, but some similarities.
Indeed. He has not checked in some time.
Unfortunately, I think that is why the Grand Inquisitor is gone, so to speak.
Yes, the pieces are coming together now.
She kind of looks around and makes sure there's nobody else in the room.
There is not. You two have the room at the moment.
Okay. I suppose I have you to thank for her not knowing my full story.
Oh, yes, well, I was at the time somewhat, I was a little upset with myself to have not included you in my report, but looking back on who was getting those reports, I guess I don't feel so bad about it now.
You merely forgot?
Perhaps not.
Well, either way, given her position, I do not know for how much longer I will be able to keep that to myself. She's, already suspicious of my brother, with good reason, I think.
I fear so. This is so weird. I had thought soon the Grand Inquisitor would return and I would be handing back over leadership to him. Now it would seem I am set to be both engaged and in charge.
Well, technically the engaged part is still your choice.
Is it?
Is it not? What?
Oh, I don't know who else I would want running the Inquisition besides myself at this point. Given the difficult last few days, we have had to make some... The decisions I have had to make are not popular.
We, saw the effigy outside.
Indeed. I am concerned to have Yuki here.
It's understandable. Sorry.
It is not that I am not happy to see her. I am, especially with Mom gone, but I worry that I'll not be able to keep her safe.
I know. I wish I knew what place was going to be safe for her, but Moonbay certainly was not.
No. And if the Dread Demon is indeed returning, nowhere will be, ultimately. Motions to the scar on his face. This was made by a minion of a Dread Demon. I can only imagine what she herself is capable of.
Indeed, it looks painful.
It's not the pain. It's more, I fear what it represents.
What do you mean?
Oh. It is a wound that will never heal. It bleeds frequently.
Mm-hmm.
It is none too pleasant to look at. I don't know if you know this about elves, but we do take some pride in our aesthetics.
So I've heard in my research. That being said, you did face off a fiend of a dread demon. I would think that would certainly gain you some honor, right?
Perhaps. Perhaps a little honor.
Well, I cannot say what other elves of your place may say, but this dwarf thinks that it was an honorable sacrifice you made. And as a symbol of it.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay, I'm not good at persuasion.
Make a persuasion check.
I'll try. Wait, hold on, sorry. Oops, hold on. I goofed. 1 sec. Shoot. I accidentally got out of roll 20.
Whoops.
Oops-a-daisies. Sorry. I was trying to keep the chat out while not having to put up and down the Discord channel. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, let me do this, and then I won't have to deal with that again. All right. Persuasion. Here we go. That's a 10. I will spend inspo.
All right.
Nope, that's a 6, so
All
that's a nope. 10.
The most faint of blushes on his cheeks.
Is that an insight check? Oh, look at him.
Oh. Did he blush or is he bleeding? Hard to tell.
Hard to tell. That's the
Hard
problem.
to tell. That's the issue. That's one of the problems with the scars.
Hmm.
Yeah. It has been a difficult few days. Like I say, the Inquisition has had to step somewhat outside the reach of its authority to act as guards in the city.
Yeah, certainly not a popular. Why are there riots exactly? I know there is unrest, but
My apologies, Rialta. I should have told a lot of you this when you first got here. Things are continuing to deteriorate in the city. The Disciples of Lao are gaining more influence every day.
Disciples of Lao.
An organization run by a man named Father Gareth. They are staunchly pro-human, and with the recent shift in power, they founded after tieflings gained 4 seats on the council. As they grew and have now gained a majority in name only. It is only a majority if the elves, the elves and the dwarves also agree with them. After that, they became more active and continued to grow quickly. They have recently been campaigning for a change to the charter of the city and of the council itself.
What sort of change?
They want deceased council members to be replaced by a popular vote.
Okay. Oh.
Indeed. As long as the council has existed, deceased members have been replaced by the remaining members of the council. The
Right.
effect of which has, in the past, always ensured that humans stay in the majority on the council. Now, that will not be the case, as the humans are currently outnumbered.
Right, but if you change it to a popular vote of mostly humans and Stone's Throw,
The humans will win.
which is a very obvious look of trying to keep tieflings and other races out of power.
As such, the tieflings are angry and protesting that is even being considered, and the disciples of Lao are all too eager to show up and protest against them. Riots have broken out every night this week.
Do I know who Lao is? I know
you can
out
make
of
a religion
character,
check.
but-
Make
Okay.
a religion check for me.
All right.
And you may use your book for your advantage.
Yes. 22. Finally, a good roll.
All right, I'll grant you 2 questions about Lao, and I will tell you what you know.
Okay.
Lao is the god of dawn. He is also frequently called the god of knowledge. He, in life, was King Alexander Highguard, the last king of Terrasen. When he decided his time as the ruler was at its end, instead of picking a successor, he disinherited his son and instead formed the Council of Stone's Throw. His son was not pleased about that and tried to lead a rebellion. His son and his rebellion was crushed with much prejudice. The Council of Terrasen was thus established, and during the crushing of that rebellion, Alexander Highguard's spark ignited, and he became Lao, the god of dawn.
My first question is it known how he felt about races that were not human, especially tieflings?
Yes, it is, well, it is known, but like anything, it is skewed frequently. He was well known for having championed rights for tieflings in his era, and for all other races that lived on Terrasen. He believed quite strongly that allowing Terrasen to become the melting pot that it is today would go a long way towards making Terrasen a very powerful continent. He believed that if there was a continent that was a true melting pot, they would never risk war with an outside continent, because who would declare war on their own? His belief, anyway. However, the disciples of Lao have twisted that word to more signify, of course he believed that, because that's what they should have a say. They just shouldn't have a bigger say than mine, is kind of the twist that has been put on it.
All pigs are equal, but some pigs are more equal than others.
Correct. All right, any other question?
Could I ask about the disciples of Lao, or should I?
You may.
Okay. I guess, like, what are they? What is their goal? What is their representation? That kind of thing.
Disciples of Lao are almost entirely human. Their most known stated goal is to return Terrasen to a monarchy under a human king. It is their supposition that Alexander Highguard's intention would always have been to return the continent to a monarchy long before the humans were allowed to be taken taken completely out of power. Their campaign point, or their point to say, is that the idea of the council was to give them a degree of representation that would never outmatch the humans.
Right.
And now that it has, that is in conflict with what he intended.
Okay. What she will say out loud to Sunvale or Martine, whatever he wants to be called. Do they have, from what I understand of the Disciples of Lao, so they are hoping to return to monarchy. Do they have someone in mind?
I am certain Father Gareth will be be perfectly pleased to accept the crushing responsibility until such time as a proper king can be found.
Of course. That is...
He is a distasteful individual, to say the least of it.
Indeed. But certainly is not helpful when you have one side understandably angry, but also causing chaos, and another that is sowing the chaos legally and causing more harm.
Hence the issues. And it does not help that I am an elf.
Right.
And also in utilizing beyond my authority an organization to help stay the chaos. I've never been a popular individual among the Inquisition, and that has reached an all-time high.
But you will take this Grand Inquisitor role?
If it is not me, it will be someone else.
Someone else could have had it done it worse?
Someone else would do it worse.
That is probably fair.
Too much is at stake, and I need to figure out, and soon, what I am to do. I cannot keep sending my men out every night, putting down riots. The disciples will have to be dealt with at some point, but until I can figure out how, I don't know what to do. Actually, perhaps you could assist in that regard.
Oh?
If you might be willing to speak with Captain Lyra. Raven Lyra runs the city guard. As far as I can tell, she's a good and honorable woman. She has used what authority she has to help put down the riots, although the Disciples of Lao, well, to be frank, many of them make up the city guard. So that has proven to be difficult for her.
I see.
Yes.
Well then, where would she be?
You'd find her in the castle, or near the castle, probably near the barracks.
Very well.
It is getting late. She's probably already out getting ready to prepare for tonight. You can go in the morning.
Very well. Is that all I can do?
For now, I need to make my decision here, and then figure out what direction the Inquisition will take. Ultimately, your main task is to destroy Sanguine Moon. Nothing we do here will matter if Scala returns.
That's all too fair. You know, it was very strange when Miss Silver made that proposition to you. She kept looking at me as if she thought I would react. I think she has an assumption. Perhaps we can play that against her.
Is she right?
I'm sorry?
She said.
Well, no, she actually kind of frowns after the silliness of the question before kind of sighing. It's not anyone's fault, but, my ability to have such feelings for someone is quite scarred.
I understand.
So, that being said, she thinks about this for a moment, not sure she should be propositioning this at all. Well, I know not, but if you need to get from one fake marriage to another.
Wow. I guess we will see how that plays out. But in the meantime, thank you for the kindness you showed my sister.
Of course. I can't imagine that this is easy for her to process.
No.
And I know what it's like to lose a parent.
Yes. Thank you, Rialta.
Of course. Martine. Be careful.
Nods. and you are allowed to exit.
Mm-hmm.
Make your way out of Lockheed's vigilance, back towards the city.
Why did I say that?
And as you exit, Jesse Silver's voice speaks up. She was waiting for you.
Of course.
Rialta, she hurries and catches up to you, walking alongside you.
Were you waiting this whole time?
I was.
My apologies.
I wasn't certain how intimate of a reunion it was going to be. I had prepared myself to wait for a while.
Why do you assume such things? I have only met him once before.
All a hunch.
Interesting. Very well. Was there something you wish to ask of me?
There is. Wow. He is a handsome man. Well, some say the scars make him look more rugged.
Fair.
I would look forward to having him amongst my husbands and wives. But I could be persuaded to make him Grand Inquisitor, to give him run of the Inquisition, without marrying him. I just want to know why you're here.
Ah, now we get to the heart of the matter.
Indeed.
I see. All of this just to try to get that information that you've been dying to know.
Not at all. Merely just creating a win-win.
Very well. Well, it's funny you should mention that because I was just saying that perhaps it is not going to take long before you'll have to be made aware.
Oh. Speaking of a win-win. So, what brings the Fulknir twins down off of Mount Ravensflight?
How much do you know of sky dwarves, Miss Gentleman Jesse Silver?
Quite a bit. The Sky Dwarf in the College of Divination works for me.
So you're aware of our divinations?
I am. Funny enough, the third Fulknir I've met.
The third? And which other one have you met?
The one who works in the College of Divination.
What? Who works in the...
Sapphire Fulknir.
Sapphire Fulknir. Do I remember a Sapphire Fulknir, my family tree? I'm guessing the answer is no.
You don't know the name, but you do know your mom has a sister she doesn't talk about.
Okay, fair enough. Interesting. Well, perhaps there's going to be more than one family reunion at play here. Well, I cannot say I know this Fulknir very well, but good to know, I suppose. Either way, then if you must know, I am here to stop my brother from a faulty prophecy he read.
He came down off the mountain because he misread a prophecy.
That's what I assume. Sounds like he's been quite busy. With what, I'm not sure.
I see. And what is this prophecy?
When the twins clash at Red Rock's crest, then shalt the moon rise in the west. If thou wouldst avert suffering and violence, seekest thou the whispers and silence.
It mentions you by name.
Indeed. I did not know until we met with the Onredo.
Twins clash at Red Rock's crest. It's an interesting reading of symbology. You'll have to forgive me. It has been a long time since I've taken divination courses and studied the sky, but I was quite good at them back when I did. twins would be generally denoted by two similar objects in the sky, but twins is only one reading of that. It could as easily refer to best friends or a mother and child.
It is usually something of a close connection that is hard for perhaps others to understand. Usually of one of equal, I suppose, but yes, I suppose any other kind of family combination or even close relationship could work. But he wrote twins, and that
He read it as twins.
Mm-hmm.
Well, makes sense. People tend to see what they want in their prophecies. Twins would be more applicable to him, as he has one.
Indeed.
And so you believe that he came down in hopes of causing the moon to rise in the west. What? In reference to...
He read the moon rising in the west as signifying of turning back time.
She looks a little incredulous. Turn back time.
Again, he wanted to see what he wanted to... Well, he wanted to interpret what he wished to see.
Well, the only reason someone wants to turn back time is because they're not happy with something as it is now. What is it he is so displeased with?
He has had many losses in his life. We have both lost our father and now his wife.
Oh.
At least that is my...
If there's anything more annoying than principled people, it's people in love.
She looks at her and her ring. Yes, in love.
She smiles. Doesn't say I wasn't a hypocrite.
Very well. But yes, certainly was deeply in love. And, well, when you...
And you're here to...
Well, when I hear the moon rising in the west, I do not think of turning back time. I think of going against the very laws of nature, therefore apocalypse.
So you're here to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
Before he can bring about the end of the world.
That was what I was prepared to do.
No pressure, then.
No pressure, indeed.
Caldana. Or Caldana. Jesus Christ, Callie. Rialta.
Okay. Yes?
I had intended to put you under a zone of truth for that.
Interesting.
But I don't believe you're capable of making up something like that. If I'm blunt.
I would say less of incapable and more of no reason to. If I didn't want to tell you, I wouldn't. Lies present too much of an opportunity to uncover truths. People lie to things that are close to them within their own context. I don't give context if I do not wish to speak.
I will make Inquisitor Sunvale the Grand Inquisitor. He has the run of the Inquisition however he sees fit. And I will continue to fund it in whatever way he needs necessary until such time as Scala is defeated. After that, he and I will negotiate any further spending necessities.
Well, I am glad to see you are seeing reason when the end of the world is upon us.
I am nothing if not practical, Rialta.
As am I. And that is why I decided to tell you.
Be careful with your prophecies.
What of them?
They can often be misread.
I am fully aware.
It only occurs to me now that I am about to send a mother and child along with you on this trip. So take care to keep an eye on them, would you?
Of course.
And pass this message along to the rest of your band. Cerberus may pretend like he's not going to take this quest, but we both know he is. Pass this message along for me.
Yes.
If anything happens to Falah, you would do well to let Scala return to full strength, because she will be far kinder to you than I will.
Very well.
She turns and makes her way back to the petrified weasel.
Yes. People in love are people who have love. So annoying.
Cerberus, While that conversation is going on, you have made your way up to the Hall of Knowledge, which is in the north side of the District of Learning and is the second largest building behind only the administration building at the College of Arcanum. I need to change the music once again. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. College of Arcanum is this music. Make your way to the College of Arcanum. And there, you are able to get to the Hall of Knowledge, a 3-story building with a statue of Lao in front of it. Lao often being referred to the god of knowledge. He has a common visage in institutions of higher learning across Terrasen. As you enter, it is a large open area with bookshelves lining back. There are shelves all along the walls and 2 sets of stairs, one that leads up to the 2nd floor and then another set on that floor leading up to the 3rd floor. There seem to be checks, people guarding the ways up to the upper floors. Directly in front of you, there is a administration desk, someone who has a massive stack of books in front of them that they are currently working their way through and getting prepared to go back to shelves. He looks up. He is a relatively young man, soft blonde hair and an angular jaw. He wears robes in the colors of the school, which are blue and black. He's human. He looks up at you. Oh, hello. Welcome to the Hall of Knowledge. You are not a student here.
No, young Scald, I am not. My name is Cerberus.
Oh, Eris Tomekeeper. Lovely to meet you.
Tomekeeper. Well, lovely to meet you as well. I have business regarding. I show him the badge, the Inquisition.
Oh, but of course, Inquisitor. The Hall of Knowledge is always happy to assist the diligent and wondrous work of Lucky's Inquisition. Typically, the 1st floor is open to anyone in the city. The 2nd floor available to students as well. 3rd floor is restricted. However, you should be allowed to whatever you need. I will help you to find.
And you have knowledge of the tomes in all 3 floors?
Oh yes, I am the head archivist here.
Ah, brilliant! Oh, apologize, head archivist. I didn't realize. Quite a prestigious title for one so young. Congratulations.
My family has done it for generations.
I like that. A strong history, a lineage. I'm hoping you can help me with history, actually.
I'd be happy to. And, Varys, that actually does make sense. While most people do not actually have last names, it's not a particularly common thing on Terrasen yet, although more so than it was in ages past. Many people who do have last names, it is very much the thing of, the daughter of a fisherman might be Angler's kin. It's a lot of names that kind of represent what your family does.
Makes sense. Specifically, what I am looking for regards the history, geography, and quite frankly, any information that you may have pertaining to called Skala's Fall, Skala's
Wrath.
Skala's Wrath. Skala's Wrath in the surrounding area.
Oh. Of course. I do hope for nothing too serious, Inquisitor.
Well, nothing serious, but the reality is that the Inquisition, or at least myself, knows terribly little of the details of the place, and I am part of an investigation that may involve travel in the area. I am hoping to have whatever resources I can to avoid any unnecessary surprises.
Well, of course. Allow me to start by saying that, of course, any information relating to dread demons or outlawed areas, such as Skala's Wrath, we would, of course, hand over first and foremost to the Inquisition. However, I'm certain there might be a couple titles up there that fell through the cracks, so to speak.
Whether they fell through the cracks or not, please understand, I am here as much for your understanding and knowledge of the details as I am for the subject matter. This is not a concern of whether the information is housed or where it is housed, but a quest for information itself. A quest for knowledge.
Then follow me. Go ahead and make a persuasion check and an investigation check with advantage.
I will do so. First, I shall make the persuasion check. And as I do, I shall remember what those great knights once said. Like the Fonz? Okay. 21 on the persuasion check.
Nice.
And on the investigation check, 19.
I will grant you 2 questions about Scala's Wrath. But first, I will have you go up and he will tell you what he can. So he takes you up to the 3rd floor, which first he shows a pass to get to the 2nd floor. Don't know why he has to show a pass. He's the head archivist. They should know who he is, but he is very young and relatively new to the position. And he gets up when he gets to the 2nd floor. He takes out a key and actually unlocks a gate that lets you get up to the 3rd floor. Up there, he takes you back around and down an aisleway. Where he doesn't pull out tomes so much as a few charts and a stack of papers. And he nods. Scala's Wrath was at one time referred to as the Dawn Coast. It was also the home of not the Sulia jungle, but the we'll go over the Scalarain map for a moment. Let me bring you all over here. So in times long ago, the Badia jungle and the Forest of Boss were on the far side of the Soren mountain range. The only known cities there were Sales Grasp, which was guarded by Fort Dawntooth on the at the edge of the Dawntooth. He motions to a spot on the map that is right here. The only inlet into Sales Grasp. There was a small outpost also known as Sales Watch that led into a mountain range. There was supposedly a path through the mountain range that people were able to take at that time. Famously, this was the last place on Terrasen that Scala was not able to take over. And there are many theories about why that is. But it is known that she never actually took it. She never actually was able to lay her claim there. Instead, she destroyed it. Or so most people believe. The rise of Scala's Wrath, the volcano, destroyed that entire portion of the continent. And it is why today, the Dawn Coast is actually on an island separate from the continent itself.
Let's see. Are there any direct attestations of either eyewitnesses, survivors, or the relatives of survivors from that destruction?
Sorry, I lost the dice. Yes. Not so much for people in the area. They all died. As far as anyone can tell. There were not very many survivors, if any. But there were many accounts of it from the far side of the Soren mountain range, our side of it. The destruction was visible even there. He goes in and starts drawing up some different documents. Take this one. This one was, it's difficult because no one had last names at the time. They were outlawed, you see. So no one really had a last name in that era. But take this one, who described the sky as a crimson fury that rained rock and ash all along the continent. That is from a woman named Rhea.
Interesting. Crimson ash that rained all along the continent. And since that time, have there been any expeditions into that area, whether by the Inquisition or any other entities that have been recorded, written about, or even if they haven't been, that we know just attempted it?
Well, let's see. There have been some expeditions over to the far side of the Soren mountain range. The first that was sent over was done about 2 years after the events of Skala's downfall. That party didn't return. About a year later, another party with some skilled warriors were sent over. Only one of them came back. They claimed that the other side was a breeding ground for demons.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
After that, all travel to the Soren mountain range and through it was banned.
Interesting. Is it true that even now, the beasts associated, or that were, with Skala don't travel there? If she couldn't take it, it would seem like her underground armies were not able to cross under the range.
It is believed that the forces that she made a deal with to transport her armies were not able to cross under the Soren mountain range. And there are a great deal of theories as to why. Some believe that the mountains actually run so deep that those worms are not able to burrow through the rock that holds it there.
I see.
I believe that's nonsense. They are creatures that dig down almost to the core of Cyrene. I somehow doubt that rock is suddenly impossible for them to penetrate.
What theory do you put the most stock in?
I believe that there is another force at work, whether it be that of the divine or something equally as potent that prevented them from making that trip. I do not have any evidence, of course, but neither does anyone else with their theories.
No. That's fair enough. Interesting. Well, it's unlikely that I'll be able to pack the divine with me. Any more than I already do, I suppose. So...
Yes, of course.
Well, I suppose, to start, that will have to suffice. We know that we are likely to encounter demons, and we will need to be prepared accordingly. Is there any knowledge regarding the volcano itself, and the area immediately around it? If I, he leans in, I intend to, scale to the mantle and look down.
You are bold indeed, Sir Knight.
Or stupid, but...
I wasn't going to say it.
Right.
Well, very little. This is mostly just accounts from ships that have passed by and survived, of course. There is a couple of accounts in here of events. Some have claimed that there is a temple that sits atop the lip of the volcano. It is unconfirmed whether that's the case. Normally, on most days, even if you are close in a ship, you cannot see to the top of Skala's Wrath. It sits amongst the clouds in a storm that swells there. But occasionally, you can get a view of it. And they claim that in those moments, you can see a temple there. It is unconfirmed.
Do you know, does anyone know, who the primary deity of Sal's Grasp was in the past? Was
Sail.
it Boss? Sail?
Sail and
Of
Boss.
course.
They are
Right.
almost always pictured together.
Interesting.
Gods of life and death.
Right. And that was where they were worshipped. What was the population like? Terrason's been an intermixed population for a while, and given that side of the continent, it probably wouldn't be elves.
No, Sail's Grasp was mostly a human settlement when it was founded, of course. However, it is very famously in the it would be 20 before the fall. There was a massive influx of soldiers and sailors from other continents that came to partake in a campaign across the Soren mountain range back into the main stretches of Terrasen. At that time, the population became much more intermixed.
Interesting. So it was a relatively diverse, multicultural population worshipping Sale and Boss.
By the time it was destroyed, yes.
Right. Well, I'm equipped with more knowledge than I originally had. Whether or not it'll save our skins, perhaps it'll be enough to know that Sale and Boss once admired the place, and hopefully one of them will talk to us.
That would be something indeed. God talking to you. Yes.
It's a joke. It's practically a suicide mission. So.
Of course.
This is the life and death. We talk to one of them because we'd either survive or die.
Oh. The Inquisition is terrifying.
I suppose. I mean, I guess technically we're helping Jesse Silver on this one, but...
Oh. Oh, great.
No, it's very annoying.
So happy for you.
Right.
I would like to not be having this conversation anymore.
Oh, all right. Well, I appreciate what information you were able to provide for me. Do you know an organization called the Ancient and Honorable Order of Oak and Ash?
Oh yes, we have a number of well, not a number of books. They don't allow any of their history to be written down, and they used to kill people for trying.
Right.
But we do have a couple of their books. Wait, you're not one of them, are you?
I am.
Please don't kill me.
I would not abjectly commit murder in the middle of the city. Nor
that is specific.
If I am honest, I mean, you didn't write any of it down, right?
Of course not.
Did you?
That depends. Are you one of those orders that believes that the sins of the father pass down to the sins of the son?
Oh, I definitely don't believe that.
That's excellent. Then no, I did not have any part in it.
Oh. Unfortunate. No. Did anyone in your family record anything, and if so, where is it?
Oh, yes. He takes you down to the second floor, actually. It's not in the restricted section. But he takes you down to the second floor, over to a corner, and pulls out a tome. It is it's titled A Brief History of the Order of Oak and Ash. My uncle, actually, was something of... well, he admired the Order, their stories, and took down some of his information about it.
Is it possible for me to order a copy of this to be transcribed?
Oh, I could have one sent over to the Inquisition's headquarters, if that would be acceptable.
Yes, absolutely.
I will have it sent along and for transcription, and then I'll just need it back within a week. You can let your order know.
I will let them know. Thank you.
Excellent.
Well, I think for now that's all, unless you happen to know any particularly good methods of destroying Armageddon and creating artifacts.
No, I do believe that is squarely in your order's purview.
I know, they have surprisingly few books on it as well.
That is concerning.
Yes, it really is. Oh well.
Excellent. Well, this has been a treat.
You seem rather perturbed about it, if I'm completely honest. I hope I haven't offended you in any way.
Offended? No. Concerned, perhaps.
Oh, well, that's good. I've mostly been offending people, so concern is a step in a different direction.
Yes, it is.
Have you had lunch?
Not yet, no. Would you care to get lunch?
Yeah, I'm quite hungry.
I will take you to the cafeteria on campus. We can get some food.
That'd be wonderful.
All right. He goes and has lunch with you.
Great.
You've never in your life had lunch with someone who is so careful about their words as they are with you.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. What time is it? Yeah. So, as you're all making your way to wherever it is you're going,
Where are we meeting up?
you were going to meet up at Lucky's Vigilance eventually.
Well, good. I'm already
You're
there.
already there. You're all making your way back to Lucky's Vigilance that night. There is quite a bit of commotion throughout the city. It sounds mostly like it's in the District of Creation tonight.
I will tell you all what's happening.
You're all on your way back.
Oh, never mind. I won't.
And Rialta,
Yeah.
as you look around, you're sitting out in the courtyard at Lucky's Vigilance. It's a nice evening. You look up and are looking up at the stars, just enjoying the sights of them, seeing some of the familiar prophecies that you've identified before. In the corner of the courtyard there is a human man and a tiefling that they have brought in. They are not being arrested, they are being temporarily detained for inciting a riot.
Interesting distinction.
Yeah. Well, to be clear, Lucky's Inquisition does not have the authority to just arrest someone unless there's a dread demon in the area, which they are not aware that there is. So they are detaining this person to stop them from inciting a riot. But you are watching them, and they're talking and debating with each other, and then suddenly the tiefling just kind of looks off in another direction as if hearing another voice. Strange. Rialta, it's a very odd thing. Melody, you're on the docks still. You've spent your day there, reflecting on what you heard from the matriarch, finding a little bit of comfort in her words, even if maybe they weren't exactly what you wanted to hear. I'm wondering what she meant about seeing your mother again soon. And as you look around, there are all types of people in the area making their way towards the inn for the evening. Some of them going towards the District of Creation, some of them leaving the District of Creation. And as you watch these people and just enjoy people watching, the tieflings among the crowd that you see all suddenly just stop and start looking around as if they're hearing a voice that they don't seem to place.
Good.
Brooks, you've just left the College of Arcanum. You're making your way back down. It's a interesting night on the dormitory campus, or the dormitories, as students are all around. Some of them are enjoying a drink. Some of them are eating dinner. Some of them just chatting with each other. You're paying a lot of attention to them because in their faces, you can see now your kids. It is, for the first time in a long while, you look at children of this world with different eyes. And as you're watching a tiefling student, he suddenly blinks and just looks up at the sky as if hearing a voice that no one else hears. Cerberus, you're almost back to Lucky's Inquisition or Lucky's Vigilance that night in the District of Culture. As you're passing by a theater, you see down on the stage as people are performing, putting on a play. It is a popular show, frequently done this time of year in celebration of harvest, of the sowing of new plants. It's late spring. It is a play to Messias, who is an Uruk goddess of or god of the harvest. But you watch, and in the middle of it, one of them starts nudging the person next to them, who is a tiefling, who has just completely missed her line and is just looking out into the audience as if looking for a voice that no one else seems to hear. Caldana, you are in Hell's Hold, where all around you, tieflings are suddenly looking around in confusion, trying to figure out who is speaking to them. And then you hear a voice in your head as well. Hello to all my children. Long has it been since we have spoken. You who wear my flesh, who carry my sight. Centuries ago, you told me that you did not need me. That I was wrong about this world. That it could be better. That there could be happiness. That there could be tolerance. That hope would win. 754 years later, I look around this world and find it wanting. I do not see hope. I do not see acceptance. I see the same tired, old story. I see hatred. I see murder. I see pain. I see their intolerance, their unending need to crush all who they see as beneath them. On that day, so many years ago, when she struck me down, I understood at last the true nature of this world. I died that day, Scala, dread demon of hatred, murder, pain, and hope. And now I am reborn, Scala, dread demon of despair, cruelty, nihilism, and love. I am reborn, Scala, harbinger of the end of all things. There is no salvation for this world, save for that which is found when it ends. So fear not, my children. I will deliver you unto the peace that you so desperately desire. And that is where we will wrap up for tonight.
No, that's not good.
I like none of that.